friends, welcome to this YouTube channel. I'm Nand Kumar. Today we will discuss about The English Teacher, a semi-autobiographical novel written by R.K. Narayan, who was nominated for the Nobel Prize several times. He was a leading author of early Indian literature in English, along with Mulkarajanand and Raja Rao. He was born in 1906 and died in 2001. He is considered to be one of the best novelists of Indian literature in English. He wrote 34 novels in English. When we talk about R.K. Narayan's works, we never forget that he created a fictional place called Malgudi. Narayan's first four books include semi-autobiographical trilogy of Swami and Friends, The Bachelor of Arts, The English Teacher. The fictional town of Malgudi was first introduced in Swami and Friends. He was a good friend of Graham Greene. He was awarded Sahitya Academy Award in 1980 for his novel The Guide, which was adapted for film. His first novel, Swami and Friends, published in 1935, is a delightful account of a schoolboy, Swaminathan, whose name abbreviated as Swami. All events take place in Malgudi, a fictional town. The Bachelor of Arts, published in 1937, it is the second book of trilogy that begins with Swami and Friends and ends with The English Teacher. The novel tells the story of Chandran, a sensitive youth caught in conflict between Western idea of love and marriage. His third novel, The English Teacher. Later we will discuss this novel in brief. Before that, his other important works include The Guide, published in 1958, The Dark Room, published in 1938, The Man-Eater of Malgudi Days, published in 1962, Waiting for Mahatma, published in 1955, The Vendor of Sweets, published in 1967, and The Painter's Sins, published in 1976. The major characteristics of his novels are blend of gentle irony, sympathy, and quiet realism. The novel The English Teacher, published in 1945, it is a part of series of novels and collection of short stories set in Malgudi. The English Teacher was preceded by Swami and Friends, The Bachelor of Arts, and Malgudi Days, and followed Mr. Sampath, The Painter of Malgudi. The major characters of the novel are Krishna, the protagonist of the novel, and an English teacher, husband of Susila. Susila, wife of Krishna, the headmaster who runs the nursery school in Malgudi. Doctor is another character. He is a doctor at Dr. Shankar's, who represents Western world. Another important character, Swami, he is a spiritual guru who represents the culture of India. This novel, dedicated to Narayan's wife Rajamma, is not only autobiographical but also poignant in its intensity of feelings. The story is a series of experiences in the life of Krishna, an English teacher, and his quest for inner peace and self-development. Now we will move on the plot of the story. As an English teacher and lecturer at Mission College, Krishna has led and monotonous life comparable to that cow. He too plays an important role protecting the Indian culture. Soon his life took a turn when his wife Susila and their child Leela come to live with him. With their welfare on his hands, Krishna learns how to proper husband, and he learns how to accept the responsibility of taking care of his family. He felt that his life had comparatively improved as he understood that there is more meaning to life than to just teaching in the college. However, one day they went to in search of new house. Susila contrast typed after visiting a dirty lavatory, keeping her in the bed for weeks. Throughout the entire course of her illness, Krishna constantly tries to keep an optimistic view about Susila's illness. However, eventually Susila passes away. After her death, he leads his life as a lost and miserable person after her death. But after he received a letter from a stranger who indicates that Susila has been in contact with him and that she wants to communicate with Krishna, he becomes more collected and cheerful. This leads to Krishna's journey in search of enlightenment, with the stranger acting as a medium to Susila in the spiritual world. Leela, on the other hand, goes to uh, persecute where Krishna gets to meet the headmaster, a profound man who cares for the students in his school and teaches them moral values through his own methods. The headmaster puts his students as his top priority, but he doesn't care for his own family and children's, eventually living with them on the day predicted by an astrologer as to be when he was going to die, which did not come true. Krishna gets to learn through the headmaster on the journey to enlightenment, eventually learning to communicate to Susila on his own, thus concludingly the entire story itself with the quote that he felt a moment of rare, immutable joy. This was the plot of the story. The novel tells us that Krishna's journey towards achieving inner peace and self development. Thank you for watching this video. Have a nice day.